Hello, golfers. Welcome back to JD Golf TV, your home for playing better faster. Today's video is on something really, really important. It is your hands, or they are your hands. And folks, considering that's the only part of you touching this golf club, and how important it is for you to sense, feel, control, manipulate, yes, even manipulate this golf club so that you can make this ball do what you want. We better get after it real quick. It's going to be big. Well, I think it's reasonable to name the motions of your wrists. You know why? So that you and I and everybody else can start to talk the same language. I think that's pretty fair. You agree? So here we go. These wrists are level. When I uncock them down toward the ground, fingers down toward the ground, it's called ulnar deviation. Ulnar is down. You see it from this view, ulnar. When I go this way, it's called radial. Radius, ulna bone, so up toward the radius, down toward the ulna. We also call them in golf set, release, or cocked and uncocked. And something very interesting about that, we got our trusty magnetic angle tool. When I do cock and uncock my wrist properly, that club face does not twist a whole bunch. We have level wrist again, extended and flexed. Extension, flexion. The wrists are extending, flexing. Now they're fully flexed. Now, flexing and extending this wrist, check this business out. Oh, baby, that does a tremendous amount of rotation to the club face. And if you are making those two motions, flex, extend, in a haphazard manner, your ball flight control is going right out the window. Got it? All right, review. Radial, ulnar deviation. Okay? Cocked, uncocked. Extend, flex. No big deal. So if somebody says that to you, so when you look at Dustin Johnson with this extremely flexed lead wrist at the top of his backswing, yes, folks, and guess what happens? His club face also is pointing way over there at the top of the backswing because of that lead wrist flexion. It happens to fit his golf game, though. Is it wrong? I don't know about that because it fits how fast that man and how far he gets open. He probably needs this super closed face to match up with how open he is. I can't even demonstrate how open that dude gets at impact. Now, we got one more, but it's not really a wrist motion. But you've seen it before. You've seen it let it roll video, how the lead arm works, what I do with Eric Cogorno. This is not a wrist motion at all. This is supinate. I can catch sup in my palm, and pronate. Supinate, pronate. Supinate, pronate. Those are what we commonly call wrist motions, although I do think it's important to understand that it's these forearm bones that are moving. You can't actually look at that. My wrist won't move in that manner. It just doesn't go. Okay, that's a forearm motion. But maybe that's getting too technical, but I guess we should all understand it. I know a bunch of golf pros watch my channel, so I want them to understand that too. All right. Now, what about this wrist motion? As we said, flexing and extending the wrist massively alters the club face. Massively. Like, look out, world. So what I have is my little training aid friend. This is the Total Golf Trainer. You've seen it before. And this is one of the very few training aids I use. And I have it set up with this little curve in it. And that curve is pretty much straight down the top, even with the club face angle. And we're going to use this to help this club face business. Now, what I see universally No, that's not true because I do see some folks that go back and really close the club face. But when I do that, this little arc, it's not hard, but it will jam into my wrist, right? And if I'm really jamming, I know I'm really closing the club face. You can see it doesn't touch me at all at address. As I go back, my forearm should ride along this little, I don't know what to call it. I don't have a good name for it. This little training aid. Leave it at that. And I kind of like this because you can feel the wrist setting motion as it glides along my forearm. But also, if I did this and extended the lead wrist, look at the club face. It's pointing right over my head. I know it came off. It would come off my wrist. I would know, oh, you're done again. Your face is now wide open, sucker. Oh, there it goes. Now, you might not think that's a really big deal, but shouldn't we just see? Now, should everybody have DJ's wrist at the top? Nope. That's a very neutral wrist right there. That's very neutral. If I get it bent more, I'm opening the face more. Now, for some folks, that works. But here's a really dumb idea. If you keep hitting golf balls way out to the right, maybe this isn't a great idea. Now, of course, I know by this point, you certainly have already checked out your grip is killing you, correct? So it's not a grip problem. Let's say that your grip, let's assume your grip is really, really sound. And it is that you're changing the wrist angle, and that's why you're losing control of the golf ball. Well, if you go back and by accident start to set your wrist the wrong way and extend the wrist, which opens the face, okay, and the ball keeps going out to the right because the face is open at impact, then you've got to stop doing that, folks. You've got to stop doing that. I'm going to show you something really, really cool. Let's just go over this again from the overhead view. Up I go. There's my club face. See where that baby's pointing? Now here goes the extended wrist. Flexed wrist. Oh, baby. Can't even do it. There we go. Open. Now it's wide open. Oh my goodness. I am in for a world of hurt now. And I'll have to flash the face shut super fast last instant. That's a hard game. That makes it really, really hard to be any kind of consistent. So what we'll do is this. And just a quick demo of what's going on there. I'm going to go back. I'm not touching, which I really like. I don't want to touching the whole time. I'm going to go back. Oh, there it goes. I'm cocking. Oh, there it goes. My wrist, actually forearm, just slid right up that rod. Oh, baby. So here we go. Yep, it's good. Now, let's change it. Up we go. Oh, it came off. And there goes my golf ball. Four right. Oh, God. Now, same guy. I'm going to do the same thing, and hopefully we get all these videos for you. I'm going to do the same thing and try to hit it straight. Okay? Not touching. And it's off again. Oh, man. Folks, I just had to absolutely slam that club face shut. I almost missed the darn golf ball trying to do it. Good golly, that is a hard game. And, I'm a golf pro. Sometimes what happens, and this is a big deal, and this is one of my things that I like to do. I go up like this and maybe open it in transition. And that, folks, is no bueno. So now we're going to go back. All right, here we go. No touch. Get it on it. Now, oh, baby. Then I put it in some more. So I went back. You'll see it right in the replay. And I turned it on even more on the way down. So I let it slide, and then I really tried to actually bend it during the way down. It gives me feedback in the event that I can't feel the weight on the end of the stick. Now, at some point, you got to start paying attention to the weight on the end of the stick because you ain't going to have this on the golf club when you play the game. But I would work that right there, and I'd give it a little bit of practice, and then I would take it off, then go. Make sense? But what about when you have a super shut face? Well, folks, clearly you can understand this. Now, super shut face, I saw that this past weekend. My student taking the club back, first time student, and he had that thing face straight down to the ground, and he's not Dustin Johnson. And he hits it over that way. So what we did was, as you could imagine, we went back this way and checked his grip first, of course, and we got him to try to open the face just a little, right? And I had him look at the face right there because it's touching but barely. Right? So it's barely touching. There's a more open face. Okay, there's a more open. And then for him, the thing is for him, if that ball goes over that away, that doesn't suck because this man doesn't want to hit a golf ball left as hard left as he wanted. And then what you would do if you was a really, really good student, which I know you are, you would go, wait a minute, Dunigan, are you saying that this is in my control? And Dunigan's saying, yes. Now we're going to play with it a little bit. Okay. We're going to play with it. Okay, good. All right, there it is. There it is. Okay. When I come back, here's what happens. This is really important. My right wrist does bend backward a little bit. This is called extend. And when it does that, the left wrist kind of flattens out. They're not unrelated at all. Okay? And I've actually turned my forearm a little bit too. That's what happens right there. The wrist is already pretty much flat. It's gone from extended to flat, left wrist. The right wrist has gone from flat to extended. They just change. Arm is turned a little bit. Now, we're going back. Oh, there it goes. Oh, I like that. I like that. How much? Let the ball tell you. Okay, there. Okay, good. Now, what I might do is there. Now, I can feel this toe of the club. Actually, I think what I'm feeling is the center of mass, but that's a little too crazy for you. Don't worry about it. Here we go. Okay, that's good. Okay. All right. I used to do this. Now I'm going to do this. Okay, that's good right there. You know what happens when I do this? My right arm starts to bend a little bit right in here. Okay, that's pretty cool. So we're here. All right. There we go. We come down, and I might have to turn a little bit of this on. This is one of the truths we see in the 3D data from the tour database that I had access to. Most of the pros, if not 100% of them, actually put a little flex into the downswing to square the club face even more so that they don't have to go like this through the golf ball. So it's like this. Oh, beautiful. Here. Oh, a little bit more right there. So I feel like I'm tipping the club face down slightly, even though it's not real closed. It's a feel. And the reason it's not real closed is because I hold the golf club correctly for me, for my ability to rotate. So we're up. Oh, yeah. Good wrist there. Good. Okay, good. I did that nice and slow. Now through the golf ball there, I didn't do much rolling over or uncocking. But believe it or not, what happens into the golf ball, there is some uncocking, rolling of the left arm. So ulnar, supinate, okay, and extend. It looks like this. Yep, we're good there. And there's the release. After that point, I can throw this golf club down the fairway. It's going to be all good. That takes care of most of the business. We're going to go a little bit farther through, and you're going to see something really interesting happen. We're going to go from here, okay? Pretty flat or slightly flexed. Extended. Released, where it rolls. Uncocks. Moving toward extension, but not necessarily extending before impact, but it's extending, just not fully extended, or you're a flipper. And then something cool happens, release, and then the wrists change again. It goes from left flat, right bent, extended, to the exact opposite. Well, isn't that special? It goes like this to like that. It's the exact opposite on this side. We'll call that the release. Now you're going to see that. You're going to see Adam Scott make this release that is the most fully flexed right wrist and extend left wrist at the end of his swing. You're going to see him do that. But see, he's just releasing it though, right? He's already squared it up early. He's got it squared through impact. It's rotating and releasing and uncocking, rolling, all that good stuff. Extending the lead wrist, left wrist, flexing the right. Oh my gosh, it's just a release. And guess what? Guess what? The beautiful thing is, folks, if you could, for me, your own favorite coach, at least for this 5 minutes of this video, would go back. Oh, there it goes. I feel it. Part of this, what gets this club going, is letting it fly. I get my grip on properly. I try not to screw it up on the backswing with some kind of funky wrist motion or forearm motion or whatnot. Then I can kind of square it up a little bit here in transition and just let it fly, because the facts are, just so you know, for all the folks who think they can control this club face with a golf ball, that would be a lie. It's what's called a open loop. This thing is flying. There is no time to get any feedback. All right, Dunigan, here we go. Oh, there it is. Oh, I like that feel right there. There it is. Extended, flexed, perfect. That's what your wrists do in a golf swing. Okay, I hope that helps a lot. I want you to play with this like everything else I'm trying to get you to do. It's not as hard as you think. When you're doing this, just explore what you're doing. It's okay to hit some bad shots while doing it. Please, I need you to honor the learning process, which means you're going to have to walk before you can run, and you're going to have to fall before you can run. Please do that. Play with it. Look back. Use video. You can do this. I'm telling you, you can do it. I help folks just like you do it every day. Signing off. Get after it.